Hello and welcome once again to M Cubed. I am Brian, the Motley Mix Merchant. Thank you very much for dropping by. A very special episode for you this week. Not going to be talking about thrifting or hauls or what sold. Today's episode is all about the 5 reasons why, as a thrifter for resale, you need to be doing online auctions these days instead of garage sales and thrift stores. That's all we're going to talk about today. I'm going to give you the top 5 reasons that I think you should be out there taking part in online auctions. And maybe by the end of this video, I'll have you convinced as well. So if you're ready, let's get right to it. In no particular order, here are the 5 reasons why you should be online auctioning right now. Number 1, the stark reality is there's too many people out there. You could be an introvert or an extrovert, but in these days and times, now is not the time to be hanging around large groups of people. If you go to the thrift stores or you go to garage sales, you're getting in contact with a lot of people. Yes, we can wear masks and be as 6 feet socially distanced as we possibly can, but you're still around other people, and that always opens the door for something bad to happen, especially with what we're dealing with these days here in July of 2020. Instead of going out and being with people, you can stay home in the comfort of your own home, on your computer or on your phone, and you can be looking at online auctions. It is a solo effort. You can do it by yourself. You don't have to have anybody else around you. I have thoroughly enjoyed my time on the computer. It gives you something to do, especially right now when I'm not working at my full-time job, my regular job anyhow. This is turning into a full-time job, that's for sure. But you know, it's a very much a solo effort, and you're safer in your own home, and that is why online auctions these days are definitely the way to go if you're trying to pick up a product for resale. And let's not forget, when you do win something at an online auction, there is contactless pickup. You don't actually come close to anybody. Things are dropped off at the table outside the house or the business, and then you pick it up and take it somewhere else to pack it up and get into your vehicle. So contactless pickup, nobody walking around you inside the stores. I'll take no people over too many people any day. Number 2, the good stuff isn't taken or already picked over. Let's face it, you're kidding yourself if you think that the employees at the Goodwills or the other thrift stores are putting the good stuff on the floor. They go through it, they pick it, they pull it so that it can go, especially in the United States. It goes on Goodwill.com because they want the money for the good stuff too. They don't want to sell something very worthwhile to those of us who are looking to resell it. They want to give that to us for $5 so we can sell it for $100. They're going to keep it for themselves, and they're going to put it on their website, or they're going to put it up inside their cases up at the front and try and charge top dollar for it. So when you're dealing with thrift stores especially, the good stuff is picked over. You know it is. And when it comes to garage sales, if you're not there first thing in the morning, the good stuff is picked over, because there's professional garage sailors, and they're probably part of some of our Facebook groups, and you're not going to get the good stuff unless you're there super early, as opposed to the auctions where nothing's picked over. Everything is there. They can't take things off the auction once it's already up there because they realize it's a really good thing. They leave it up there so they can possibly get the best price for it. When you do estate sales online, you're talking about furniture and collectibles and small stuff and large stuff and jewelry and everything. I mean, anything and everything is for sale in online auctions, and it's not picked over. It's just the market decides, and you get to you get the best, you get as good a shot as anybody else at picking up these items in the online auctions if the price is right. And so, as opposed to picking over what's left in the thrift stores, I'll take a chance at having the best bid on the good stuff online. Number 3, you have time to do some extra research. When you're walking around in the thrift stores, or you're in somebody's front yard at a garage sale, you're not going to sit there on your phone and research an item for 2 to 5 minutes or longer sometimes to find out if it's worth picking it up for $5 and you're going to be able to resell it for $20. You're just not going to be able to do that. It's not logical. It's going to take up way too much of your time, and you look pretty funny at garage sales when you're looking things up on your phone if you're just deciding to buy it or not. Whereas with these online auctions, I have a couple hours in the evening. I go online and I check out the auctions and I research any item, and I mean any item that catches my eye that might be worth some money for resale. You can check it out on eBay. You can check it out on PickClick. You can check anywhere you want to, WorthPoint if it's a big enough item. And you can just take your time and really research and see, okay, there's a few of them for sale, or okay, there's a lot of them for sale and they get a really, really good price. It's so much easier to do your research when you're sitting in front of your own computer or on your phone at home, as opposed to trying to do it on the fly inside the thrift stores or at garage sales. And that's why, for this one especially, you really, really want to have time to research when it comes to online auctions as opposed to thrift stores and garage sales. Number 4, with online auctions, you have a better potential for finding that diamond in the rough. So let's be realistic here. If you're in let's say a thrift store, and you're in there for about an hour, maybe hour and a half, if you look at one item every 2 minutes, you're only going to be looking at 45 to 60 items max in your time inside the store. Well, these online auctions have between 400 and 1,000 items in them, every single auction. So you're going to have all kinds of opportunity to find something very, very special. I've gone through auctions where it was like the third to last item in a 700 item auction, and I got it for $3 and ended up getting me $75, $80 on resale because it was way late in the auction. Not a lot of people researched all the way through or stuck with it to do all the research. And so I got lucky and I found one of those beautiful diamonds in the rough that nobody else figured out or saw. And that's what happens with these online auctions. You have such a great amount of time to look at things and research things and find those items that other people are missing, and you can pick them up for a really good price. That's why I'd rather take my time and be in an online auction and look through everything than really just trying to research on the fly as I'm walking through a Goodwill and maybe missing something on the shelf because I'm too busy looking at my phone as I'm moving along. So definitely a better chance to find a really good item at a really good price when you're doing online auctions versus the thrift stores. And number 5, the prices. We know it. If you're in this business at all, you've seen it over the last year or so. The prices at the Goodwills and the thrift stores and the Savers and all those stores, they're going up. They were going up late last year, early this year, but now, after the stores being shut down for 2, 3, 4 months now and just starting to reopen in some places, they're really jacking up the prices because they want to make up for lost revenue. And they're using eBay prices. You're not finding much on the shelves that's worth anything at all that isn't going for what they consider to be at least 75% of eBay prices. I'm having a tough time finding anything that I could flip for a pretty good dollar that hasn't already got a $12 to $15 price tag on it. So there's no use at the thrift stores right now because it's perfect for people that are trying to buy things on their own, like for themselves. That's great. But for those of us who are going to the thrift stores to try and buy things to resell and flip on eBay or whatever, it's not working anymore. You can't get super great stuff for super low prices anymore at the thrift stores, as opposed to the auctions, where auction lots can start as low as $1. Each auctioneer sets their own starting price. The one that I work at for our online auctions, our starting price for everything is $3. But still, there are some lots of items that go for $3. And let me give you an example. Just last night, I took part in an auction. It was not my auction house. Ours was a stamp auction last night, so I was not involved in that at all. But there was a max sold auction in a small town near me here in Southern Ontario. I mean, it's going to be a 15-minute drive to go pick up my stuff in a couple of days. Their starting auction number was $1. So that was the minimum bid price, was $1 on the max sold. Actually, on max sold, everything's $1 to start. I picked up a total of 11 lots of glass and ceramics last night for a total of about 105 items, if my counting is correct, after looking through all the pictures and everything after it was all said and done, for a grand total of $23 Canadian. Now with fees and taxes, that's about $34 Canadian. That's $25 US. So for $25 US, I just picked up 100 plus sellable items that I'm going to go pick up in a couple of days and fill up the table over there again now that I finally emptied it out the other day. That's the kind of prices that you can get in online auctions. You can't buy 6 or 7 vases, 2 of which were from West Germany, for $2, which is what I did last night with one lot. 6 vases, 2 from West Germany, and I think one was a McCoy, if I'm not mistaken, for $2, because nobody else is buying the pottery or the glass in my area right now. So, you know, it's the prices right now that matter. If you really want to get stuff for low prices and be able to resell it, even if it's something that you're only going to be reselling for maybe $15 profit, it's still better than trying to pay $10 to $15 and selling it for $20 online, because that's the price you have to pay at the thrift stores. And don't kid yourself, it's not just the thrift stores. People who are holding garage sales these days, unless they're really just cleaning out the house, they're putting eBay prices on their stuff. And we've seen it in the Facebook groups, people talking about going to a yard sale, and somebody had their phone out and was looking at eBay when they were quoting prices on the things they had on some of their tables. So you're not going to get great prices at garage sales. We know we're not getting great prices at the thrift stores these days. It's online auctions where the best deals are to be had. The online auction world may be scary to some people, but if you're already on the computer doing eBay or on your phone doing eBay, you can do online auctions. It's that easy. It really is. And there's lots out there to be had. I use 2 main websites, hibid.com, HIBID.com, and maxsold.com. Maxsold is very heavy in my area of the country, of Canada and the eastern United States, Ontario, Quebec, that kind of thing. That's where Maxsold mainly is, although there's a few elsewhere. But Hibid is everywhere. And again, I'm not an affiliate. Hibid.com is everywhere. All over the United States, there's Hibid auctions. There's 8 of them right now in Europe, 8 of them right now in Australia. And right now in North America, there are over 2,000 auctions active on Hibid.com. All you have to do is go to Hibid, and I'll put the link below for the main site. And once you're on the main site, all you have to do is type in your address, and it will show you the auctions that are within a certain area of where you live. And you can pick that distance. It can be 20, 30, 50 miles, whatever, or kilometers. Now, one of the secrets to this is try and find auctions that are not in the major centers, because in the major centers, you're going to have more competition for the bidding. Try and find auctions that are outside of town, maybe half an hour outside of town or whatever. I have saved so much money, and I have won some amazing items because I was taking part in auctions that were a half-hour drive outside of a major city. And this one that I just did yesterday is in a small town, 15 minutes south of Niagara Falls, an hour away from the nearest super large center, and so nobody else was bidding. I got 11 items for the price of $23, and nobody else was bidding against me for most of the stuff. When you're on the Max Sold site, it shows you how many people have looked at that item, that listing. Maximum was 40 views. So only 40 people had looked at that entire listing in the past 2 weeks that it was up on the website. So not a lot of competition when you get outside of the major centers, and that's where you're going to find the good deals. And that's where I've been finding a lot of my good deals when it comes to online auctions. So search for them. Max Sold and Hibid are not the only 2. There are all kinds of online auction services out there, and you just have to find them. All it takes is a Google search for online auctions near wherever, and it'll come up with the auctions. It probably will come up with Hibid first, but then after that, there will be other online auctions that some independent auction houses are holding as well, and that's where you're going to find some really, really good deals for auctions. So to wrap things up here, I know sometimes thrifting is a social thing. It gets you out of the house. It gives you something to do. It makes you feel like you're interacting with other people. Well, we're having a tough time doing the interacting with other people these days. So maybe the online auctions are the way to go. But if you're really, really serious about picking up good items at really good prices, staying safe, getting the best stuff, getting the best prices, it's online auctions. That's the way we have to go these days. Try it out. Just try a couple. Even just watch a couple. You can sit there and just watch how an auction ends and how the prices go and that kind of thing, and make your, and do it. Pretend, okay, I would go to $5 max on this item and see if that item sold for less than $5, which means you would have been the winner. That's the kind of thing you can do if you want to try it out. Give it a shot. I'm telling you, online auctions, it's what's kept me afloat. It's what's given me some great wins in as far as picking up items for very good prices and reselling them for really good prices. And it's the way I go now exclusively. I haven't gone to a thrift store for a few weeks now. I was doing it just when I was bored, but now I'm done. I am doing strictly online auctions. And I think you're going to find that the in-person auction is dead, at least for the next 6 months to a year. Especially if there's restrictions on the number of people that can be inside of buildings and that kind of thing. You're not going to see online auctions anymore. So figure out how to do an online auction. Take a shot. Watch one. Have some fun, make a bid or two. Maybe you'll get lucky and find that diamond in the rough, and you can start really, really finding the really good stuff at really good prices, like I've been doing. And it's just so much fun. It's an even bigger rush winning an item in an online auction that you know is going to turn around for a really good price than it is finding something on the store shelves at a thrift store. It really is. It's a great way to do it. Great way to grow your thrifting business and your reselling business. And that's the whole idea, right? If you're not just in this for fun, you got to keep on growing. And I believe online auctions are the way to do it. All right, sermon over. Thanks for dropping by. Hope you appreciate this. I hope you got a little bit of information out of it. I hope I maybe swayed a few of you to give online auctions a try. And if I did, well, let me know how it goes in the comments section down below so that we can see if I was giving you some correct information, at least. So please hit the like button down below if you did find this video useful, and by all means go ahead and subscribe if you haven't already, and then you can be notified every time a new episode is uploaded. My next episode is going to be the haul from last night's online auction of over 100 pieces of glass and ceramics. Can't wait to look through it and see exactly what I got, since I've only seen it in pictures so far. Thanks for dropping by, everybody. Take care. Stay safe. I will see you again very soon right here on another episode of M Cubed. Cheers.